Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining this session. We are discussing Guru Gari quotes every Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And you're welcome to join us, discuss the quote. Nana is here to give us the background and also the context of the quotes and elaborate on the quote so we can understand it better. I will share the quote in the group on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you have any queries, do text us, either me or Nana, and then we can discuss here in the Zoom session. Let's begin. Nana, I will share the quote and then we will be good to go. Today's quote is, "Nobody is foolish to worship idols. We worship God in the idols. It is not that we worship the idols. Do we pray to just some stones? What we worship is God, not the stones. Every letter that you utter is addressed to the whole universal truth. The kumkum falls on the idol, but the prayer goes to the cosmic truth." Over to you, Nana.
Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste to all. And surprisingly, today's quote has a great bearing on the yesterday's quote. And luckily, we don't know how it is coming in a sequence of the subject. From the evolution of Brahmanda to evolution of the souls, and also the mover of this Brahmanda, the one who had activated it. So that is the supreme authority or supreme power or supreme energy or whatever you call. So we generally call him as God. And the earlier quote, we have two attributes to that primordial God. Primordial in the sense who was before Brahmanda. These Brahmandas may come and go. They are periodically. So who is responsible for the emergence of Brahmandas, creation of Brahmandas, evolution of souls, and the whole activity that is going on in the Brahmanda? And in the earlier quote, Guruji has said, the earlier primordial existence of power or energy or whatever it may be, it was inactive, a dynamic. It was not moving it by itself, because there was no space for anything to move beyond the Brahmanda, whether it is no matter or non-matter or some kind of other than the matter that we know, we don't know. So the entire energy or the source or the origin of the present creations is somewhere there. So that is primordial. So that primordial truth, what we know about that is absolute, because that you cannot reach. You cannot think about it. You cannot frame your mental images with regard to the absolute truth. That's why we did not refer to it as God, but we refer to it as a truth. And there are so many truths. Later also we come across during the Brahmanda, the running of the Brahmanda. But this particular truth is the absolute truth. Only truth. We mention only truth. What is truth then? The truth is that you can understand, you can see, and you can believe. So all these things come for the truth. The truth is nothing but the existence. Existence of something is a truth. And that existence should be either known to you or known to the others. So that is truth. In the simpler form, we come to the truth. As we have seen that the souls evolve from grade to grade, this is what we call, they are going upwards, moving upwards. Souls are moving upwards from matter to souls and souls upwarding to evolved souls. So this is some kind of going upwards, upward mobility. Similarly, when we are understanding God, there you can see a wonderful thing. In our knowledge systems, we have Pancha Brahma Siddhanta. So where the God who was absolute truth, who was the Sadashiva then, because we are giving this name, Sadashiva. The names might have been given by us, but the phenomena is such that it is absolute truth. From that, what emerges is Paramashiva. Paramashiva is the one who is existing. And from there, from that phenomena, whether it is matter, non-matter, or energy, or whatever it may be, from that emerges Kameshwara. At the third level, he is getting a Sankalpa. So that's where we have Prakriti and Purusha, this Kameshwara. And then we have the Shiva. And then in our Brahmanda, to our Brahmanda, we have the Rudra. So there are about 5 layers. Through 5 layers, he is descending down to take us up. So this is the process. Why Brahmanda? What is the motto behind all the creation of the Brahmanda? So he is coming down so that he can pick us up and move us upwards. And by moving upwards, we may reach to his place, or we may reach he. We may be him itself. So that is the process that is going on in the Brahmanda. What we generally mean by development, all that by roads and trains and airplanes and Sputniks, and then this is all material development. This material development cannot take you beyond Brahmanda. Nothing can take you beyond Brahmanda unless that supreme power, which out of compassion, so he is coming down to us and taking us out. So this is what we have seen yesterday about the absolute truth, who is now coming down. So here you have the concept of God. God is your concept because he is the savior. He is the one who is taking you up. And before the formation of Brahmanda, at the Kameshwari level, so there was a Sankalpa and the Brahmanda has come up. Just Sankalpa and the Brahmanda has come up. So this Brahmanda has come up because of his Sankalpa. Then why should he create this Brahmanda, everything, just for a what you call a pastime or an entertainment? No. His idea is to see that the souls evolve themselves at various levels. That's why only in Indian philosophy and Indian knowledge systems, we have this particular idea of going upwards and even reaching the God and becoming himself the God. So there is no other philosophy, no other religious philosophies you can come across like this, because they all maintain duality. God is somewhere and he is somewhere. He is either as a sinner, or if he is virtuous, he is going to a heaven, an eternal heaven, or an eternal hell. But no, at our place, no soul is debarred from the progress. So that is the greatness of Indian philosophy and religious systems. So here, when he is coming down to reach us, because we also think that in our place, because we cannot see the gods have come and they have been taking care of everything about the Brahmanda. And we have seen so many people taking charge at so many places. The Palakas are there, and so many gods are also there. Varuna Deva and Agni Deva, so many. We call them Deva. So these gods are those who have come from that supreme God. So there is a direct lineage with them. So this God is also as good as that God. This God is also able to take us to that level, because where he is connected, from where he has emerged, we can also take us to that level. So there is nothing like as demigods or small gods and bigger gods. Because of their functions, I think some people make classifications. For example, we have a very beautiful classification about the gods. So we treat each god with some kala. Kala means some brightness. So suppose if you think of Ganapati, Ganapati has 4 kalas. Amavaru has 8 kalas. And Vishnu has 16 kalas. Shiva has 32 kalas. That's perfect. So this is how the kalas are ascribed to them, or the energies or powers have given to them to function a particular thing. It doesn't mean that they are lesser gods and the other are higher gods. Everybody are the same as far as the authority, as far as the accessibility with the supreme God itself. So then yesterday when we are speaking to this, we have come down to the attributing God to human qualities, human values. So as I said, he is coming from up and down towards us. So by layer, he is coming to us. Because at our place, our souls, right, in all the Brahmanda, right from the Tapoloka down to Narkaloka and all these lokas, all the souls are graded souls. They have different grades of evolution. So it is something like a school. Guruji says it's something like a school. In this school, we have several classes, right from infant class to the high school class. So there are so many classes. So each class has to learn something so that they can be promoted to the higher class. So like this, at the human level, at the earthly level, at this plane, at the bhu, this bhuvana, we are different. Human souls are there, and also other animals are also there. Even among the animals, he says, there are certain souls which are elevated, and they simply because they choose for their tapas, for meditation, as the life of a snake, or any other, or cow, or elephant, whatever it may be. Because so that they do not want to come to this kind of samsara, where this human samsara is the most complex samsara. So to avoid all these things, those already elevated from the human souls, they may also choose, because bhu, bhuva, swa, these 3 bhuvanas, the people will be trying to evolve themselves into higher lokas. So this is a very big activity. Guruji says it is a mill, wherein several, the paddies, giddies, and the grains, and they will come and they will be processed, and then the finished good comes out. So from Brahmanda, we are all going into this mill. We have to go into this mill so that we can go upwards. So this kind of activity is still going on. So for this, we want gods. And they are real gods. They are not what we call as we imagine them. We have not imagined the existence of Agni or Varuna or Vayu, whatever it may be, because they have come to us to help us in our life, so that we can do something, so that we can go upwards. So we have yesterday also we referred to 32 crores of devatas are there. 32 types or 32 more types of devatas may be there. There are 32 crores of devatas are there, but they are functioning at various levels with various responsibilities, with various energy sources. They are working only for our welfare. So a human being, particularly a Bharatiya, he must be very thankful to everything that he gets, because every soul is independent. Why God has made this Brahmanda, the absolute God, who is responsible for the emergence of this Brahmanda, because we have so many gods, because we have so many desires, we have so many the needs. So for all those needs and for all the satisfaction of those desires, we have identified God in our own manner. So that is the only thing. The names might have been given by us because we needed them. So these gods and goddesses are not so many. There is only one God. That God is functioning through so many forms that we have attributed to them. And so earlier, we don't know when the man has chosen to have a particular idol to symbolize or represent his God. It's only this symbol or everything, the idol or symbol, these things are only our mental images. But there is Veda Shastra. From Veda Shastra, for each energy, what kind of characteristics and qualities are there? They are explained there. And keeping that in view, a dhyana shloka will also be there in the Veda. In that dhyana shloka, what should be the Saraswati? Because when you are praying Saraswati, you will have the dhyana shloka which comes first. So there you will make up your mind engrossed in that particular dhyana shloka and keep your Saraswati idol, Saraswati shape or form before you, before your mental eye. And so similarly, that has been brought down into the matter, and then the idol has been prepared. As far as historically, we know that this kind of symbolism would be found at least from 5,000 to 6,000 years from now. We have the Harappan civilization, wherein we have found this. We have Pashupati, we have Dhyana shlokas are there. According to that, the forms are there. So Veda might have been much earlier historically. But history does not have this enough source to say that Veda is some thousands of years ago. But at the most, because it was not in the written form, we are not able to give the date according to our reasoning. Our reasoning may not be true, but our reasoning, according to our reasoning, we are not able to give. So there's our lapse. So these gods have come, and whatever we want the God to be, and as Guruji says, we attribute these qualities. Because what kind of God we want? We want a God who protects us. We want a God who can give you our living. We want a God who takes us to upwards. So we have so many desires, so many needs. According to that, we have so many attributions to God. So you can have in the Sahasra Nama Stotras, almost all gods. But if you look into them, there are so many common names in them. Vishnu Sahasra, Shiva Sahasra, Ganapati Sahasra, whatever Sahasranamas you take, or Lalita Sahasra, you will take so many attributes are common. Because when you are praying one particular God, for one particular reason, it doesn't mean that that God can only give that. That God can give everything. But you are asking only for what you want. So this is, you are limiting your God only to your purpose. You want him to do this. You want to have a job, so you are praying him. So he gives you a job. So this is what we call the interaction between God and a human being. So human values are attributed, the kindness, the love. Hello? Am I there?
Yes, Nana. I was just sharing so people understand the quote.
Okay, fine. So the things that we are attributing, we want God to be like that. We want God, a very kind person, a very compassionate person. And in course of time, Guruji says that we have made him God as a quality. God is love. We say God is Ananda, and God is this and God is that. And what is God? We have, if you have a small, what you call a sentence where starting with the blank, is God. And you can put any question in the blank. Why, what, where, when. You can put any number of question tags to that. And we are going to have some answer for that. Because God is multifaceted. He's only one, but multifaceted. As simply to understand that a person is also multifaceted. He may be a poet, he may be a writer, a good artist, or this and that. And he could be a very good speaker, and he could be a very good learner, he could be a very good disciple. So the only one, and he's also a father, he was also a son, he was also a grandson, he was also a grandfather. So many roles have to be played by one individual. So similarly, if you understand this, God also works through so many things. So we only believe that God is one, but all these forms and names, no, we have attributed to them from our level, because so that otherwise we cannot understand him. Suppose if you say absolute truth, how can we understand absolute truth? So similarly, the idols and these things, even if we are worshipping, they are worshipped not because it's an idol, because we think that there is God. We are worshipping God. Symbolically, we are keeping one before us so that we can pay our attention and devotion to him. For that purpose, we are having these idols. But these idols are nothing but they are representative of the God in form. So no Bharatiya or Hindu would worship as Guruji says. See, idols are this or that, or the trees or anything. Everywhere there is God. Why? Because the one who has created the entire creation, the Brahmanda, and his energy, his power, and his understanding, everything is also spread into the entire Brahmanda. So that means every speck of the Brahmanda has the connection with him. So he is existing there. He himself turned into Brahmanda. That's what Guruji says. So Brahmanda is not different from God. Brahmanda is also part of God. So the God may be 3/4 above that, but but he is there. So everything contains God, and God is there. So with that understanding, a Hindu would worship God, but not the other things which are generally symbolically shown before him. So the worship part is there. That worship part will come later. Thank you all.
Thank you, Nana. That was really good discussion on the quote. Usually non-Hindu or non-Dharmic religious people usually think differently because they come from a different point of view. Thank you for explaining the Dharmic view about our worship and about absolute truth and also truth in the Brahmanda. Namaste, everyone. If you have any queries, please put your question in the chat. I will share, Uncle. I will share in the group. I will share I am uploading them on YouTube, so I will share the link soon.
Yesterday's thing one I have you viewed today.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's good. Very interesting.
Thank you, Uncle.
Nana being a scholar, he explains everything in very
No. I am neither a scholar
simple terms.
not a spiritualist. I am just putting from the historical point of view.
Very wonderful.
Thank you.
It's very easy to understand. Very easily explained.
That should be my effort.
Yeah. You are extremely successful in that effort.
Thank you.
We will meet again tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, and namaste. See you all again tomorrow.